me just hit this record button, and then I can just grab this. What I want to actually do today is I want to cover the confirmation checklists, right? So the VIP guys have gone over the actual trading series, like how the strategy works, how the smart money concept strategy trades, and we're going to release more videos this week, guys. Just letting you know. I plan to release one between 2 and 3 videos this week upcoming, and we're also going to be revamping the VIP section for those guys. So the VIP education will be split into a separate channel, and they're going to have 3 sections. So you're going to have series A, B, and C, which they all cover different topics. So, for example, A will be the trading course, B will be more mentality, and C will be entry models, where entry models are kind of the actual strategy in which you would take that exact trade, and multiple ways of which you can look at taking that exact trade. Um, for example, right? So, for example, you might have a liquidity strategy, you might have a straight order block supply demand strategy, or you might have a Fibonacci strategy, or you might have a trend line break of trend retest, or you might have a horizontal strategy. It'll all be posted in the series C. Um, and yeah, so much love to everyone, guys. This stream that we're going to be hosting right now isn't going to be too long of a stream. We have hosted insanely long streams in the past where we go for like 2-3 hours, but today we're going to be keeping it kind of simple. We're going to be taking on the basics. We're going to be getting you guys involved a little bit more, so we can try to help people develop an insane mentality. Right? I'm just going to grab my stream. I'm going to try and see if I can actually stream this so long, so you guys can actually see this trading confirmation checklist, but don't look at it just yet. Don't go into depth about it. Great stuff, Hartley. Will the recording be made available? Yes, the recording will be made available. I will post it inside the. Let me actually just change my screen again, just so everyone can see. So the recording will be made available inside the educational videos channel. So everywhere in here, this is where you can find all the live recordings of all the events and whatnot. You can grab them over there. There is also some other like videos that I have posted from other YouTube pages. Shout out to them. I've learned a lot from these pages and whatnot, but they'll be posted over here, right? Just a quick one for everyone that is in this chat right now. Okay, I want you guys to open the chat. I'm going to ask you a question, and I actually want to see what the reply is, right? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you think your mentality is? Whereas a 1 being you have like no discipline, you have zero self control, you FOMO, you chase trades, and a 10 being you will get shit done. It doesn't matter how hard it is. It doesn't matter if you're depressed, if you're sad, you will get that shit done, and you'll feel sad on the weekend or in the time that you can feel sad. The mentality of which you understand that you have to get the job done now in order to become great later, right? So I actually want to see what people's mentalities are here. So Protocol says he is a number 8. Okay, that's quite intense. Farouk, I think that's how you say your name. Farouk is a number 3. Number 3, right? Why do you say 3 though? I really want to know. Type me a message there in the chat. Why do you say 3? Nick says 7. Vern says 6. Anna says 8. 8's quite high. Spackzy says 5. Man's in the middle. That's not a bad idea. The Journey is 6. Grateful Trader is 8. Edge is 7. Lion King 5, also in the middle as well. Vicky 6, just above average. Crypto Man over here says 5. Andorn says 4. Pran says 5. Okay, Pran says 5. This has been your biggest weakness. Okay, so what's your biggest weakness? Is it chasing trades, or is it like what is it? So you've got a 6 to a 7. Jackie says 3. Okay, so Jackie's got a 3 in here. First up, question to Jackie is where's Renandu? He should be in this chat somewhere. Bremen Bar says 5. Got a 7. I was a 1, but now after many losses, I'll say I'm a 6 or a 7. Okay, cool. Farouk says 3 because I made good trades, then make poor trades without risk management. I let loss keep running. Okay, FOMO. Okay, so you just generally your mentality is not there. You don't know, like you understand the strategy. Actually, you don't understand the strategy. You just don't know how to trade. I'm being hard. Yes, I am. But I need to be hard. So Farouk just does not trade. Protocol Paul says getting in my head is my weakness, overthinking. Okay, I understand that. Don't follow the rules. Impatient, want to get in. Okay, I was there. I can tell you a shitload about that, how I liquidated accounts because I was impatient. Lack of consistency at the moment. Okay. Consistency isn't really that important in trading as long as you can, because you can always switch to a different time frame. You know what I mean? You can trade this month and you can like wait a while, set some alerts, and then trade next month again. But anyways, Skinny D says understanding the problem gives you a target for the solution. Exactly. There you go. I'm good at TA, know a lot, but don't really follow poor. Don't really follow. Okay, poor risk management. Okay, so Farouk over here is the person over here with probably the worst mentality out of everyone. It seems to be, because he listed himself as a 3. Jackie also says 3, and he says that he doesn't. Farouk says, I make good trades and I make poor trades without risk management. I get loss, and then he lets the losses keep going, right? And then he says, I FOMO as well. Then he says he has good technical analysis, know a lot, but don't really follow. And then he says poor risk management, right? So understanding your own mentality is one of the most important things to take away from trading. It's not something that you can just develop. You don't just wake up in the morning, learn an insanely good strategy, and then trade it and make bank. Like, you don't just get rich, right? You'll understand that after a little while, you'll be like, oh, this strategy works. Let me go and trade it. And then all of a sudden, you don't know how to trade that strategy because your head works a little bit differently. You start FOMOing in. You can't wait for the confirmation. You can't wait for price to tap your exact entry. You want to get in a bit later, or you see price reversing early, and then you get in early, so you front run the trade, and then the price comes right back to entry and stops you out, and you lose half your account, and then all of a sudden this and that and that and this, and then you don't know how to risk manage. Then you lose 3 trades in a row, and now you're risking double your risk trying to make back the money, but essentially your account's getting smaller, so you're risking more than what you should. Then it becomes a whole problem, right? You see how not knowing your own mentality can become a problem inside of your own head, right? But it's not even it's not even easy to say don't FOMO. Like, that's not something that I can just tell you to do. Like, for example, you can, what's another one I can say? Don't FOMO, don't front run, wait for your entry, don't mark up a chart like to like validate that your chart is like that you can get into entry. Like, for example, don't go into the 5 minute time frame, mark up the chart in a bullish way so it validates that you want to go long, whereas essentially the chart's actually coming down. You know what I mean? Like, what do I say? Like, if Bitcoin's dumping down 15% in one day, and you're like, I want to buy because I want to make some money now. No, dude. It's easy for me to say don't do that. But then when you go and sit in front of the chart and you're looking at that chart drop and you're not in a trade, then you become kind of lost, or you become FOMOing. You try to catch a falling knife. And the problem with that is that you need to first understand that, one, if anyone has a notepad, get your notepads out now. Start writing things down. This is like a psychology lesson before we go through to the confirmation checklist. Right. One. Wait, let me give people time to digest what I just said and also bring out some notepads. I'm going to tell you guys my current mentality and what I think about trading and how I trade, right? So, yes, I was exactly in the spot that all of you were. I was front running trades. I was trying to make money quickly. I was trying to get rich quickly. And I was trying to basically, I was trying to do what everyone else on the internet was doing, where they were flipping accounts, $100 to $10,000 in a week, $50 to $5,000 in a month. You know, I was doing all those things. I was front running. I was impatient. I deposited money into my account for the first time, and I was like, "Yo, let's take a trade now. I want to get into a position now." Even though the market's like not giving me anything, it's consolidating. And I was there, and I was losing and liquidating accounts left, right, center, and lost a shitload of money. And essentially, after a while, you start to kind of feel shit about it, to put it bluntly. And for some people, they might actually start crying. They'll be like, shit, it's like a fourth account I liquidated. And all of a sudden, you're sitting on your bathroom floor bawling your eyes out. And then The problem with that is there's no one else to blame. You're going to try and find a reason to blame the strategy, to blame the chart, to blame manipulation. But no, bro, you clicked the button to buy and sell. You front ran that trade. You fucked up. That was your fault. If you ever liquidated an account, or you front ran a trade, or you try to catch a falling knife, you are the one to blame. And yes, you can tell me that I'm being rude, or you can tell me that you need to be a bit more gentle on your trade. No, dude, this is not a game for children. You can't have this little bitch mentality and come into trading and be like, I'm gonna make millions. No. Sorry. Like, if you think that it's easy, leave. If you don't have control over your own mind and your own doing, leave. I will. If you're a VIP member and you can't do that, I will gladly refund you. Right? But if you're a new if you're a new VIP member and you want to learn how to do it, then stick around. I can teach you how to do that. But essentially, if you cannot even take control of your own mind and when to buy and sell, you will continuously lose money because you'll want to continuously make money. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that you've got to adopt this mentality of kind of the steel-minded person. Right? My friends always tell me, my friend that's 30 years old always tells me, he's like, dude, why are you so old? He looks at me like Denmark and he goes, dude, why are you so old? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like 8 years younger than you. Because my friend's 30, I'm 22, turning 23. I look him dead in the eyes and I go, dude, I'm 8 years younger than you. What are you saying? And he goes, my bro, you are so mature for your age. I'm like, yeah, fucking have to be. I'm not playing. I chose an industry to work in, and it's not an industry for babies. You've got to grow up. You've got to take accountability for your actions. And you got to actually adopt this mentality of sadness is not going to pay the bills. If you feel shit today, get your work done and then feel shit in the evening. If you want to truly become the 1%, I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if you have nothing else to do. I don't care if you really want to chill because you've had a long day. No, you've got to get the work done, right? No one's going to gift you financial freedom. You've got to work for the financial freedom that you want, right? If it pushes you to the point where you're like literally crying yourself to bed every night, that's good, because you're going to develop a hardcore mentality that's going to allow you to win essentially in the long run. So yeah, I'm gonna read the chat now for a second. Farouk says, I know for sure this is my bottom. I'm only gonna go up from here. Exactly. There you go. I'm dedicated to work on my weakness. That's it. Crypto Meta Man says, hardly throwing the venom. Love it. Preach, brother. Protocol says, tough love, truth. No, it's facts. Like, if you saw, like, I literally posted, let me just grab a sip of water real quick. I literally posted in the, I think it was the VIP chat. I think it was here. Was it here? I said, yeah. I said, hey guys, I'm heading out for the weekend. Got work tomorrow, and then I'm taking the evening off to recoup and reset my mentality for the new week. I'll be back on Sunday. I want to, okay, then I just asked the guys what they wanted more of, but basically this message over here, right? See this message here? I'm heading to work. It says I'm heading off for the weekend. I'm going to work tomorrow, and then I'm going to recoup and reset my mentality for the week, right? After that, I was still messaging people and still taking trades, right? So I still made like another like 80% this weekend. But essentially, the way that my week runs is that I have Monday to Friday trading, where I do the live sessions for the VIP guys on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes we do a Wednesday night live stream as well, and then we do the live trading sessions within the week as well. And then on top of that, on Friday evening at like 8, I log off, and then I probably just chill, or I make music, or I DJ for that evening. And then on the Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, I'm up again, and I'm in town, and I'm teaching. And then at about 2 o'clock on Saturday, I finish my teaching, and then I have from 2 o'clock till that evening to do whatever I want. And then Sunday, I start working again. So I have one day, or kind of one day, where I've got like from 2 o'clock till whenever I go to bed to do what I want. And for some people, it's like, damn, bro, like, how does this guy do it with one day? Or other people are like, that's a lot of time for me. Like other people have less time than me. Like I'm pretty sure Skinny D has a whole family. I'm pretty sure he has way less time than what I do, right? So it's all perspective, right? And you've been seeing like what the freaking mindset stuff that I've been posting this weekend. Yeah, pain, depression, and sadness won't pay bills. Focus and become the 1%, dude. There you go. Broke, nobody sees you. Grinding, they start laughing at you. That's fact. Success, they swear that they know you. The next one, do it in silence. This one stuck out to me because that's what I did. I grew in silence. Like you guys and the community knows me, but none of my friends know that I do this. Or there's probably like four friends that know that I do this. No one else knows. My Instagram account doesn't know. My WhatsApp contact list with like 400 people on it doesn't know. I do this in silence. Here we go. Average is the enemy, success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you decide to flip the switch. These are all, if you guys come to the mindset section, over the next couple of weeks, I'll be posting a lot of mindset things that I actually follow and do over time. And yeah, guys, like these educational streams on weekends are not only for charting and how to be a better trader. It's kind of like also for psychology and mentality, because that is the one of the most important things. Is when you're a trader, 9 times out of 10, you're trading against yourself. Um, so it's actually ridiculous. Quick question: is anyone taking notes? If you say no, it's perfectly fine. I just want to know if anyone is taking notes. Skinny D says, "Who needs sleep?" Yeah, dude, man is up like 24/7. Crypto MetaMan says people that you know laughing at you because you're working harder than them, and then wonder why they can't change their lifestyle. It's actually funny because if you start trading, if it's crypto or forex or whatever it is, and you tell a friend, like, "Yo, dude, I'm gonna start this journey. I'm gonna trade crypto and I'm gonna get into it, and we're gonna make some money," and they laugh at you and they're like, "Why the fuck are you gonna do that and waste your money?" And now you're like, "Oh shit, okay, they don't want to do it." Now you start your journey alone, and now all of a sudden you're profitable, right? Guarantee you, majority of the people here will be put in the position where family is like, hey, Pran, do you remember that one time when I fixed your car tire when you were like out in the middle of nowhere? Don't you wanna like pay for my rent this month, dude? Like, because you kind of owe me. Or someone comes to you and they're like, hey, dude, do you remember that one time when you wanted to start out with crypto and then I said no, but I really want to get into it now. Um, yeah, so you're gonna get caught up with that. You're going to get caught up with people, the closest people to you, trying to draw and pull from you because now you're successful, right? And if you don't have a hard enough mentality, you're going to give your money away. Literally, you will give your money away. If you can't say no to people, you're going to end up losing it to people that are draining it from you. Because there are leeches in this world. I know who they are in my life, and I see them and I block them off of my life. I don't give in to that, right? I couldn't give a shit about going out to the club every weekend and buying bottles and partying and buying drugs and shit because what the fuck am I celebrating? Right? I don't drink. If I do drink at a club, it'll be like one. I'll buy one at the max just because I'll probably be bored and I'll be like, okay, I just want to go do something, go to the bar and get one drink. I am in my free time. I am a DJ, yes, but I don't live the drugged up drunk lifestyle. No, I don't do that. I'm a music producer in my free time as well, and I'm also a teacher for an academy close to my area. And the life that I preach to people is that you should never really go out and party. Like, not party, but like live your life, yes, but don't waste your money on it. So that's what I kind of mean. Like, don't waste your money on like an $800 bottle of Hennessy or something like that, dude. Like, don't go to the club and spend like 4K on bottles, on girls, on women, trying to flex, trying to show off on the Instagram, trying to show off on Facebook. Who the fuck cares? The people that care won't even want to see that, anyways. Like, a lot of people need to feel as if they need to prove themselves to the community of people that doubted them in the past, right? And I've used to feel that way. I used to feel like, fuck, I'm gonna get so rich and I'm gonna get so successful and I'm gonna buy all the craziest shit and I'm gonna go drive my nice $2 million car down the road from this guy's house that never liked me, and I'm going to show him that I made it. No. No. I can tell you exactly how it actually works is that is not revenge, right? That is not revenge that is good. Um, I can tell you that I don't know, this might be a little bit weird, but there is a story in the Bible, right, about the three brothers. I think it is the three brothers, where two of the brothers were basically heirs to the crown. They were heirs to the king, and basically Jesus told them like, look, there's someone in this family that is going to be the king, the next king. You need to go and find him. The two brothers were in the house, and the third brother was in the field because he was basically like a castaway, right? So when they walked into the house, they were like, "Yo, what's up? One of your sons is going to be the next king." And they were like, "Okay, here's my two sons. These are my two best sons. One of them has to be him because these are the two best ones that I have. These are the two best sons. They are the most handsome. They are the most built. They are the most successful." And they looked directly at the guy in the field, working his ass off, covered in mud, and they were like, "No, we want him. We want that guy. We don't want these perfect little boys over here. We want the guy that's in the field working his ass off, full of mud. We're gonna take him." And his brothers were so angry with that because they never achieved that, and they wanted it really badly. And the best form of revenge was that his brothers had to sit and watch him become king. So that is sweet revenge. It's that when you don't do anything wrong, you don't prove to other people that you are doing better than them. You just live your life, the normal life that you are living. Don't go out buying expensive things. Just live your life like a good, normal, healthy way, and you'll see that the people that hated you or the people that wanted to be better than you at the start, they'll be right there watching you succeed, and they'll be stuck in the same place that they were 10 years ago. Guaranteed. I'm going to read some chat again. Protocol says, don't don't let others doubt influence you. Yeah, facts, prove them wrong and yourself right. That's exactly it. It's good to read notes and remind me when I lost track. 100%. Crypto Metaman says, F that. If you want to get out and get it done, stand with your hands out. Protocol says, what do you teach? I teach music production. I studied sound. So, yeah. Oi, Hartley, what color is your Bugatti? I don't want a Bugatti. I want a McLaren. That's what I'll get. I'll get a McLaren, but I'll only get the McLaren after I buy my second house. Yeah, once I own two properties, I'll buy my McLaren. Amin says I only need to prove to myself. That's it. That's exactly it. I'm gonna be back in like 2 seconds. I'm just gonna hop off for like literally 2 seconds, and then we're gonna go over this confirmation checklist, and then we can go over this trading style, not trading style, but like go over a couple of confirmations that you guys can take to help better your trades. I just needed to go over that mentality a little bit, just to show you guys kind of where my head's at with that, and kind of where I am. Yes, I'm a hard little boy. I'm a very, very, very tough young man. And yeah, the rule I live by, or I have a set group of rules that I live my life by. The one of the rules is that if you stand behind me, I protect you. If you stand next to me, I respect you, and if you stand in front of me, I show no mercy. Yeah, there you go. One of the rules I live by. I've got a few sets of them, but anyways, look, I'll be right back. Give me like half a minute. And I'm back. Thank you for waiting, people. Drank a lot of water today. Just had to run to the bathroom. Right, we got some more people in the chat. Look, quick question before I start the confirmation checklist. Does everyone kind of have a rough understanding of what a confirmation is when you trade? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what it is. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't know what it is. Like, a rough understanding is enough. Like, kind of get an idea of what a confirmation is. Okay. Josepher, you're new, bro. Yeah, you're new. What's up, brother? Wait, what? That was confusing. You're verified? Oh no, that's just a sticker. I was so confused. Yo, what's up, people? Okay, so Journey says 2. She doesn't know what a confirmation is. Crypto Metaman says 1.5. Armin says kind of. Oh, you're new. You're Spicy's friend. What's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, look, I mean, confirmation is essentially what it is that it's kind of when you are taking a trade, like let's say you're just using a trend line, right? I'm just actually going to go to a chart here real quick. Everyone can still see my screen, I hope. Yeah. Just go to a chart here real quick. Let's actually go back to this trade here. Still have it marked up. So yeah, for example here, right? So a confirmation, for example, could be one confirmation could be the trend line. So you're like, I want a short, but I need to wait for the short to happen, right? So confirmation 1 could be that the price hits the trend line and it rejects off of it. Then confirmation 2 could be like this massive wick rejection showing selling pressure. Then confirmation 3 could be like the RSI is starting to come down. And then confirmation 4 for my VIP guys will be a change of character like that. You have a change of character down and a pullback. So now you have 4 confirmations, right? So you have the trend, you have the wick rejection, you have the chalk and pullback, and you have the stock RSI. Right, so those can be confirmations. It's basically a confirmation is essentially anything that can prove to you that this trade's actually going to go in your way. Or, yeah, that's the simplest way to put it, right? So, for example, a confirmation is anything that's going to help you decide, yes, this trade's going to clear, or no, this trade's not going to clear. Like, for example, if you trade stochastic RSI, right? Let's say you trade like that, and the stochastic RSI is like this chart's all the way at the top here, but the stochastic RSI is at the bottom. So then you will say the stochastic RSI has not confirmed this trade yet. And then you'd wait for a multitude of confirmations before taking a trade. So for example, over here, like this, you might have, delete that. You might have this trade over here where you say, okay, cool, the stochastic RSI is at the top. This is a supply zone. And made a 5-minute change of character to the downside. There you go. Boom. There's your 3 confirmations, for example. Right, so that's all what a confirmation kind of is. Skinny D says, set of rules that increases the probability of your successful trade. Exactly. So it's literally just your own rules that you set for yourself that help you take the trade and help you have a higher win rate. Right, have you guys ever heard of the saying, the more confirmations, the better the probability? Right. That's literally what some trading strategies are. Like the smart money concept trading strategy is a high win rate strategy because it's got so many confirmations that you need to wait for before taking a trade. Like, for example, if you trade trend lines and you use a trend line, stochastic RSI, and horizontals, and your trend line is perfect, your stochastic RSI is perfect, but your horizontal isn't perfect. You got to wait for the horizontal to become perfect before you can take the trade. Otherwise, that setup wasn't valid. You know what I mean? Right, so that's just a rough draft of what confirmations are. I hope everyone understands that. I hope that helped. But anyways, let's break it down. Let's go into this PDF. If you guys want this PDF, it can be found in the book section. And you go to, here we go, it's right over here, Trade Confirmation Checklist. It's the TTC Confirmation Checklist and Trading Tips. It's that, what I'm going over that over there. Because I know a lot of people don't actually use the book section, so I'm going to start going over these things in future live streams. But yeah, let's take a look. So the confirmation checklist. For example, check news to be aware of market conditions and when to expect high volatility. Right, so here's a great website. myforexfactory.com. I have it set up over here, time zones. So I have a link to it. You just go to the calendar, and now boom, this week I can see all of the news for the week, right? If you're trading crypto, the only news that you need to look out for is USD news like this, and you need to look out for red folder news, right? So you see how this is a yellow folder, right? That's probably not going to move the market. That's what the color of the folder means. So you look out for USD red folder like here. Yeah, 3:15 on Wednesday, 3:15 p.m. my time on Wednesday says ADP non-farm employment change. That's red folder news, right? That will move the market. So you got to know when these things are happening, right? Then you also have what else? What other news do we have for USD? Nothing else really. There's no other red folder news. Oh, no, there's USD news here. We've got the Fed Chair Powell speaks and the JOLTS jobs opening at 5 p.m. on Wednesday as well. So Wednesday we've got 3:15 and 5 p.m. So we've got double news that day. So for me personally, I don't trade during news. So at 3:15 I won't be trading, and at 5 p.m. I won't be trading. So yeah, if anyone wants the link to this website, let me just actually copy this and send it through. The Journey actually asked me earlier last week if we can have a channel in the Discord specifically for news events. What I will try and do in the future is if I can't find a bot that posts Forex news, what I can try and do is actually screenshot all the news events for the week, and then you guys can just save it onto your phone or your laptop or wherever. But the only problem with that is that it'll all be in my time. Like it'll be on my time zone because I'll screenshot it myself. So the best thing that I can tell you guys to do is go to this website, bookmark it, and just check the news every week, and then make a note of it. That's the only thing that I can really kind of get around. If I can't find a bot, I've been looking for a bot as well for these news events, but I can't seem to find a good one. I can't seem to find one that's actually valid. So yeah, that's got to do with news, guys. That is important. News does move the market sometimes. So for example, okay, the next one, time of day / what session. This is not valid to crypto people. This is only valid to the Forex guys. Quickly do me a favor. If you trade Forex, put it a 1 in the chat, just so I know that I should go over this or I shouldn't go over this. If you trade Forex, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. Okay. Cool. So I should go over the Forex stuff. Okay. So time of day, like what session it is. So that's important because you need to understand that there are session time zones. London session opens at a certain time, New York session opens at a certain time, Asian session opens at a certain time, right? And you need to understand that the first 2 hours after the session opens is going to move the most, right? So for example, London opens at 10 a.m. my time, right? That's 8 a.m. GMT, right? And from basically 10 to 12 my time, like London session will move the market quite a lot. Then once again, you have New York open, the New York Stock Exchange open. For me, it's at 4:30 in the afternoon. That is 2:30 GMT. And then for the next 2 hours after that, you have movement in the market. So you need to understand that when the markets open at a certain time, like if London session opens, volume's going to come straight into the market. If New York session opens, volume's going to come straight into the market. Also, if a session closes, there's a lot of volume, right? So if London session closes, there's a lot of volume right before it closes. If New York session closes, there's a lot of volume right before it closes. So that's how I trade. I use that to my advantage. So I basically only trade London open, like that 2 hours. Then I chill. I don't trade much Forex. I just chart, look at charts, try get videos out and whatnot. And then after that, when New York Stock Exchange opens, boom, I'm on the charts again for another 2 hours. So I don't have to sit in front of the chart the whole day. I can just spend 2 hours trading in the morning and then chart for like another 2-3 hours and like do my alerts, set my alerts, mark my zones for my buying and selling. And then for the New York Stock Exchange open, I'll come back half an hour before. And then I'll try and check how that works. Like what setups do I have there? And then I trade the New York Stock Exchange open. A good indicator that you can use is for the sessions is you can come to the indicator section over here and you grab the FXN Asian session range. You grab that, right? If you grab that indicator, it doesn't actually just show you Asian session, but if you grab that indicator over there, I'll leave it up for a second before I change and show you what it looks like. It's the FXN Asian session range by Rob Minty. I should type it in chat. right? So this is what that's the thing. It's in chat there. And if you grab that and put on your chart, you can actually see. Let me actually go to a forex chart because it'll look like it's something. Let's go to a chart that I haven't charted, so there's not a lot of clutter on it. Boom, there you go. So now you can see over here all the sessions marked off differently. So you got Asian session over here marked off by this blue box. You have London session marked off by this green box, and you've got New York session marked off by this white box. Right? So here you can see all the sessions. But you can see when one starts and one closes, and you can see when one opens and when one closes, blah blah blah. So yeah, it's a good indicator to get just to see where the sessions are. And whatnot. But yeah, so that's the sessions time. Top-down analysis is important. So this is like the confirmation checklist. What I'm doing now is like just what you need to do before you even start looking at taking a trade. Like this is all the things you need to cover before you even think about taking a trade. So the next topic there will be top-down analysis. So do like a monthly, daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, half an hour, 15-minute, 5-minute analysis. Like go down from like all the zones. The reason why we say that is because if you are on the monthly time frame, look at all this information I have here. And if I go to the monthly time frame, now look at all this information I have. I've got way more information on what is happening. Got way more information on where chart is moving. I got way more information on like what part of the cycle we're on. We're currently moving down, but we could be tapping into an area of support down here. Right, so now I know, okay, this chart could start coming down. But before that, I need to understand like, okay, this is the monthly zones. This is the areas of where we are now, right? We've been trending down, right? But it looks like we're coming up. Let me just grab a thinner thing. It looks like we're coming up. We might come down and then continue the push to the upside. We might even just go up a little bit more to this area, then come down. Then you can start doing stuff like, okay, let me draw my fib out. Let me bring my fib to out. See, okay, cool. If we go up, we can come up to this area over here. So, okay, cool. That's like now my monthly zone. Then I go down and I go, okay, cool. Now I'm going to go to the daily. Right now I see, okay, cool. Where are we on the daily? Now I go to the 4-hour mark of the 4-hour zones. Be like, oh, okay, cool. The 4-hour bounced here at some support. Did we tap it? No, we didn't quite tap it just there. But we might still come down and tap that zone, then continue to the upside. We could do that. We could see that there's liquidity being built up here. So now on the 4-hour time frame, I'm seeing like, okay, cool, there's liquidity down. There's a zone here that we haven't tapped yet. So we can say that this chart might push up a little bit, come down, and then go up. Right now I go to the 1 hour. Now I'm like, oh, okay. Now I can see where's this going to actually push up to if it goes up. Now I take my fib and I go, okay, let's see. Okay, it can come up to this zone over here on the 1 hour. And now I have that zone there. Now, okay, cool. Say, cool. Now I go to the 30-minute and say, okay, we just made a higher high on the 30-minute over here. So we say, cool, that's a higher high. So if price does come down to here, maybe we could take a long to there. But now we also know, okay, cool, this is my shorting zone. And if we get a short off of here, we also now know, because we analyzed the 4-hour chart, if we get a short off of there, we can short it straight down and target all of this liquidity. Right? You see this. And if we enter on a proper trade on the 5-minute, you really can take this trade like to being an entry like that on the 5-minute. Then you could turn this trade into like a real monster of like a 56 to 1. So do you see how like charting and understanding the higher time frames of, for example, this zone hasn't been mitigated, so we should probably come back to the zone sometime soon. Right? Understanding that, okay, we could come up the year and then clear the liquidity on the 4-hour to the downside. Right, that's another confirmation that you need to do. It's other ways that you need to chart the charts before even thinking about taking a trade. Right? And a lot of the time people are like, but I'm struggling to chart. It's like, I know, I was also struggling to chart. But I do it really quickly because I can see it now. And I can see what the charts look like. I can see liquidity. I can see zones like that. I can see areas of buying and selling, a supply and demand. Because I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing it for a long time. So just practice it. Keep backtesting. Keep practicing. Right? Moving on to the next one is imbalances. Don't worry about that because we haven't covered it. That is not too important right now. Targets, equal highs, equal lows, imbalance, institutional candles. Targets, as in like, for example, here, targeting. There's a 4-hour area of liquidity here. we can target that. There's a 4-hour area of demand over here. We can target that, right? Do you understand how? Let me go to a crypto chart real quick, because I think I had one drawn up on ADA. Yeah, Cardano, right? If I go to the 1 hour, no, let me go to the daily. This is what I had marked up, right, for Cardano, because this is a trade that I actually took this week. Let me delete that. We have this trend line going down, right? Now I've drawn this trend line on the daily. Go to the 4 hour, and I'm like, okay, cool. We broke out of the trend line over here. Now we're coming down to test the trend line, right? So cool. Now I go cool 1 hour time frame. Now I'm like, okay, cool. We ended up rejecting this trend line, pushing up, creating this institutional candle here, right? Creating that institutional candle, that bullish, bearish, bullish candle. And what ended up happening was that literally not long after this institutional candle was made, we literally pumped straight up to the upside. So you can see we had a very big expansion to the upside. We had a 3-hour area of demand that I took a long off of over here. Stop loss was somewhere there. Got cleared profit at a 1 to 5. This profit was cleared over here. Boom, had that. Then I also started seeing that there was liquidity being built up right here, right? You see this liquidity to the downside. I knew that that liquidity had to get taken. So I was like, okay, if they are building liquidity to the downside over here, for example, where could price come down to? I'm like, oh, that institutional candle there. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me set an alert. The alert got triggered. I went long around about this area over here, stop loss below the low. And I cleared profits over here at 5 to 1 again. 5 to 1. Cleared profits somewhere within this target range over here. Right? So do you understand that? You can even see it over here. There's another institutional candle over here. Price just came and dipped into it and went up again. Right? Do you understand how, now that I understand that, oh, this is a daily trend line, we're bouncing off of a daily trend line, creating liquidity, boom, went for a long there, now I'm in a long. Like, do you understand how, like, daily moving down and, like, targeting confirmations, like, for example, here, we had this liquidity. Market had to take the liquidity to continue to the upside. So I went long off of this area. There was a lot of confirmation for that. Because first of all, we bounced off a daily zone. We created this nice little institutional candle, or order block, whatever you want to call it. Pushed the upside, created liquidity, boom, came down, cleared profits to the upside. Like, I make it sound so simple, but it actually is. A lot of people overcomplicate it, right? So, wait, is there any questions in the chat? Let me check here. What you did was great, but quick. Would be great to go over it a little bit slower and in depth. Just my thought. Yes, I can, but not now. Only because this trade isn't about charting. This live stream isn't about charting. It's about confirmation checklists. VIP guys, also just out of interest, you guys need to go watch these videos, please. Please watch these videos. These are like, the VIP education chat is like, I'm not going to open it because people will start to see links. There's a whole bunch of links in there for videos that I've recorded myself. Go and watch those. Make sure you watch those, because those are teaching you how I trade. Teaching you like why I mark certain zones off. So yeah, like you need to understand that there are reasons for market to come down. If there's liquidity buildup, market's got to take it and clear out the liquidity before it shoots to the upside. Right, you see it very often. Try and see if I can find another example here. No, there's no liquidity really. If I go to this lower time frames, I could probably see it, but I'm not going to go spend 5 minutes trying to find liquidity. But essentially, the market needs a reason to move, right? So for example, you need higher targets. Like for example here, right? You see how we had this expansion to the downside here off of that institutional candle, and we expanded down, right? We never came back to tap the zone, right? So if we come up to the zone, it's a good zone that I could look for selling, right? Or for example, let's say we went long off of this bottom zone here, we could target this 4-hour zone here, right? I just didn't because I didn't want to. We could target this 4-hour zone up here, right? But that would turn this trade into a 1 to 10, right? So if you risk 10%, you would make 100%, right? So this weekend, I think it was this weekend. I don't know, when did this trade get taken? No, this was Friday. Yeah, it kind of was the weekend. I went long over here for a 1 to 5 trade, something like this, something there like that. Yeah, something like that. I went long on a 1 to 5 trade, risked 10%, boom, made 50%, risked another 10% here, made 100%. So I made 100% this weekend on my account. I doubled it. Like it's simple when you have a lot of confirmations, right? Moving on to the next one. Fibonacci, right? The VIP guys know the Fibonacci play, the Fibonacci sequence. Draw your fib from zone to zone, low to high, and you can say, okay, cool. Oh yeah, I should do this as well. So you see this zone marked off over here. See this discount zone that I have marked off here. Another thing that I got that by was drawing my fib top to bottom. I think it was top to bottom there, or was it top to bottom here? So I know it was a fib zone. Yeah, it was top to bottom to there. Right, so I drew it from the gap between here to here. I wanted to know where price was in this zone and where price could actually bounce off of. So I was like, cool. Wrong way, my bad. I was like, cool, draw the fib out. Let's see what happens. Took my fib, drew it out, and I was like, yeah, bro. Look at that, 70.5, that's the zone that I want to be buying off of, and we tapped the 70.5 perfectly. Right, you see how that works, right? So that's another confirmation. The Fibonacci. Is your Fibonacci matching where your demand or your supply zone is? Is your Fibonacci matching the trend line? Is your Fibonacci matching what the stochastic RSI is saying? Is your Fibonacci matching where the liquidity is? Because if there's liquidity buildup over here and the market needs to take it, you can essentially say, oh yeah, it could probably come down to the 70.5 and take it. Right? You know what I mean? It's all about confirmations. The more confirmations you have before entering a trade, the higher the confluence that trade would win, right? Because if you wait for an institutional candle, you also wait for that institutional candle to be on your Fibonacci golden zone. Then you also wait for liquidity buildup. Now you have 1, 2, Fibonacci, 3, you've got the institutional candle, and then you could have maybe the stochastic RSI as well if you really wanted to. You could have 4 confirmations now that this trade might go up to the upside. Right, so it's more now there's a higher probability of you actually winning the trade instead of just deciding to go long because you want to go long. Right, so you can see over here, right, this over here is like prime FOMO area where people actually go, like where you can see prices going down and it shoots down and then it shoots down again and then closes bullish. Then people are like, oh no, it's going to reverse here, let me get in here, let me get in here because it's going to reverse. There was a nice bullish candle and then boom, stopped out. So like, shit, we got stopped out. Then the next candle goes bullish again. You're like, okay, no. Now it actually went, and now it's actually gonna go bullish. Let's go long off of there. Okay, let's go long off there because this is the one. Oh shit, now it's coming down again. Oh damn, it's coming down again. Oh no, it's going up. Boom, stop loss gets taken. Probably there. I think that stop loss got taken, right? But matter of fact, none of these candles touch the zone. The zone has not been like mitigated yet. And you can see over here, those 3 candles over there like that, that's liquidity buildup. If I go to the 3 minutes, yeah, that's liquidity right there. 1 minute. Yeah, look at that. Look at that liquidity buildup right there. Boom, boom, liquidity. Now watch, this is going to take that liquidity straight down. Now that it's taken the liquidity, it's going to reject. There's the candle that you're looking for. There's the zone you're looking for. In the VIP, we teach that you should take the trade off of the 50% of the zone. There. Boom. And then you target this 4-hour zone. It's a 1 to 18 trade. Right? You see how confirmations are important now. You see the liquidity. You're like, okay, I can't long until the liquidity gets taken. So you wait for the liquidity to get taken. Tap into your zone. Boom, long. Monster trade. Right? And these are all realistic trades as well. It's like, it's crazy. Let's actually check how this plays out. Boom, it doesn't even go into drawdown. It literally just goes straight up. And then clears a 1 to 5, and then it starts trading down again. And that's priced right now. So yeah, that's that, right? Whoops, not that, this. Market structure, consider the environment you are trading from higher time frame bias. Trading with or against overall bias will determine short or long-term trades. So what that essentially means is if you go to the daily, if you have higher time frame biases, like you can see over here, this market looks like it's actually coming down, right? So if this market's coming down, draw your fib top to bottom, and this is a good area of buying, right? So you could go for buys over here somewhere, right? So that is an area of support in this downtrending market, right? So if you get a good short in, if you get a good short in somewhere here, you could write it down all the way to here, because you know, like, that's my golden zone. It'll probably reject somewhere here if it wants to reject. So yeah, use the higher time frame biases. If we go short of that zone up top there, we target our golden zone. So it's either 1 to 12 or 1 to 16. If it does bounce to the upside, it could continue to the downside, right? So use higher time frame biases. Is your higher time frame, your daily, coming down, or is your daily going up? Because if your daily is coming down, you can target higher targets. If your daily is going up and you're trying to short it down, you can't target such big targets, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, right? So understanding which way the market's moving. Are you down or are you up? And don't go to the 5 minute. Please don't go to the 5 minute and be like, no, we're definitely going up. Because on the 5 minute, you're definitely ranging, right? We're going up in the 5 minute. Look over here. Look over here. We're moving upwards. Those are higher highs and higher lows, and we're moving to the upside. But then Mr. Stupid over here didn't realize the 4 hours coming down. So Mr. Stupid decided to actually go long. And he was like, no, we're going to the moon because we're going up and making higher highs. And he's like, yeah, we're going to go. And now he's like going for 1 to 17. And then all of a sudden, this goes up for a little bit. And it's like, no, bro, down. Right? Because the higher time frame bias was short. He was on the wrong side of the market. Right? And then he's like, no, this strategy doesn't work. It's like, no, the strategy works. But you're just stupid. Like, there's no cure for dumbness, right? I'm being rude, but I'm being dead serious with you. I've got to be hard on people. Bro, you have a terrible English accent, bro. I know. I know it's horrible. I had to make it sound like it wasn't me, you know? In it. Wait, I'm going to see what people are typing here. Yeah. So you guys understand what I'm saying? Anyways, so move stop loss to break even, 30 to 50 pips in profit, or after a boss. So that's how I trade. Specifically, let me actually go to the Discord and we go to the mentor charts. You'll see in here. Did I even post it in here? Did I post it in the VIP section? No, these are all previous setups. I'm not in a trade here. Now, yeah, as an example, yeah. So when I'm in a trade, I'll be like, cool, stop loss to break even at a certain level, right? So you can set that up personally. So for example, you might say when I'm 5% into profit or when I'm 10% into profit, I'm going to move stop loss to break even. For me personally, it is when we make a higher high or a lower low. So for example, if we are uptrending and I go long, right, and I go long here off of this zone, my stop loss goes to break even as soon as we break above the next high, right? So as soon as we break a high or break a low, stop loss goes to break even. So in this example, as soon as we break structure to the upside, my stop loss goes to break even, right? Vice versa is if market's coming down and I go short, and I go short over here, my stop loss goes to break even as soon as we make a lower low, as soon as we make a boss, right? That is kind of my rule that I use. As soon as we make a breaker structure to the downside, my stop loss goes to break even and I take 50% off. If we come back, I can always look for another entry. Right? You see how that works, right? So if this chart, I've already made profits over here. Now if this chart comes back up to entry, because I already closed 50% over here, I've already made money. So if this chart comes back up to entry, I could always look for another entry. Right? I could always have my trade get stopped out at break even and then look for a second entry. right? I just make sure that I clear some profits. I just make sure that I have made something for the day. But I have, if it's $5, if it's $50, if it's $100, doesn't matter how much profit's in. A breaker structure is always going to be stop loss to break even, and it's going to be take 50% off, right? So wait, it says, do you keep moving your SL as you break structures? No. For me personally, no. So personally for me, if we break structure to the downside, I'll move my stop loss to break even, and then I'll take for 50% off, and then I'll let it ride the TP. I'll just let it go. If it comes back to stop loss, that's perfect, but you also got to understand market structure, right? So for example, if the chart goes, let me actually draw this out. If the chart's going down, right, and you entered, and all of a sudden the chart makes a higher high and closes higher high, you entered over here, right? You went short off of this zone here, and now all of a sudden this chart breaks structure to the downside over here, and immediately afterwards changes character over here. That's a sign of strength, right? So a change of character is a sign of strength. So then I'll close my trade over there, right? I'll watch the trade and see, are we continuously breaking structure, or do we actually come up and change character? Because then I'll close my trade 100% over there, right? Even if we didn't hit TP yet, I'll close it over there. So I know, okay, cool, I've made this money, and it's in my bank account now. I've secured the profits. All right, does that make sense, Schnab? Just want to make sure that makes sense before I continue. After this, it's literally going to be, the next couple of things are going to be I'm just going to be reading it straight off the thing. There's nothing much to teach you after that. So if I get one chock, I close, yes. But think about it like this. If I take the trade on the 15 minutes, I need to wait for a 15-minute chock. The time frame I take the trade on is the time frame I manage the trade on. So for example, if I take the trade on the 15 minutes, I'm managing the trade on the 15 minutes, so therefore I'd have to wait for a 15-minute chock. If I take the trade on the 1 minute, I have to manage the trade on the 1 minute. Right? So if I get a 1 minute chock, then I might close the trade on the 1 minute. Like it all depends. You just got to understand like what your rules are. If you want to move stop loss to break even after a break of structure, or you want to move stop loss to break even after you're 10% into profit, that's up to you to decide. Whatever you find easier to do on your own mentality and to calm you down when you're trying to trade, that's what I would do. Right? So that's a good example. Another thing that you could do is take the entry on the 1 minute, but then zoom out to the 5 minute or the 15 minute and manage the trade. Right? So it all depends. Like I wouldn't take a 5 minute entry and then zoom out to the 1 hour to manage the trade. That just makes no sense. I wouldn't go too far out. I wouldn't zoom too far out because you're going to be losing information then. Right? So trading tips. Don't chase trades or revenge trade. Please, love of God, don't chase a trade. Sorry, I just got to get a sip of water. Don't chase the trade. If you miss the entry, you miss the entry. There's always another one to get. Right. First of all, don't revenge trade. So, for example, if you lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, take a break. Right. Often when I'm trading with Renando, I don't think he's in chat, but often when I am trading with Renando, you'll see that, or not you'll see, but he will understand and he can tell you from his perspective that I'll take 2 trades, and if both of them get stopped out, I'm like, calm down. I just stop trading. I'm like, calm down. I gotta come back later. Take a break from the charts, come back later. Because if I'm not seeing any setups, if I'm not taking any good trades, if I take 2 losing trades in a row, what's the odds of me getting the 3rd trade right? It's like low, right? It's like managing my own mentality, managing my risk. If I lose 2 trades in a row, why am I going to take a 3rd trade expecting a different result if I've just lost 2 in a row? Right? So, mentality. Right? Don't chase the trade. For the next week, I'll write those sentences each day on a blank piece of paper until they are second nature. Exactly. Exactly, bro. So the next thing we have here is being greedy will bite you. Work with the market, not against it. Right? So if you take a trade and you win, take the profits and leave. Walk away. Right? That's what I told Renando very often. It's like he gets into a trade and he clears profits, and then he like kicks himself in the butt because he's like, oh no, the chart went further down. I could have stayed in the short. And I'm like, no, dude, you made the money and it's in your account, so you should be happy. And he's like, no, you're right. I'm like, here we go. So if you close a trade and you made like $50 off of the trade, and all of a sudden it's going down further, be happy because you made $50. You could have lost $50, right? Same thing as like, don't, if you set a stop loss before you even enter a trade, you need to know where the stop loss and the TP is going to be. If you enter a trade and you don't even know where your stop loss is going to be, you're going to lose that trade, right? And you should never move your stop loss once you're in a trade. If your stop loss gets triggered, then boom, that's your strategy, and then your strategy didn't work for that trade, right? You can't move your stop loss because then your strategy gets manipulated and you don't have proper data on it anymore. Right, the next one, cut your losses early if you don't believe in the trade anymore, right? So for example, if you are getting signs of strength, if you're trying to buy the market and you're getting signs of weakness in the market, then get out of the trade early, right? Rather lose $5 than lose $15. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's what I do, and lose even more. Keep moving SL. Don't move your SL. Let your stop loss get taken. Let your stop loss get taken, cry about it for like 2 minutes, and then come back to the charts and be like, why did it get taken? Where did I go wrong? Why did my trade fail? Then figure it out, right? So you can't go broke taking profit. Most important. You can't go broke taking profit, right? There's always going to be more opportunities. 100% market will be here tomorrow. Use proper risk management. It's very difficult to blow an account while managing risk appropriately, right? So risk management, for example, right? So for example, if I have a $5,000 account, right, I risk 0.5% per trade, right? 0.5%, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. But the thing is, I don't risk 0.5% of $5,100, right? So for example, you have set like numbers. So for example, my account starts in 5,000. So I'm going to risk 0.5% of $5,000, right? That's what I need to do. Then when my account gets to 5,500, then I'll risk 0.5% of 5,500. Then when my account gets to 6,000, I risk 0.5% of $6,000. Then when I get to 6,500, I then risk 0.5% of $6,500, right? You see that? And the same way that I do that is the same way I do it when I go down. So if I have $5,000 and I get to 4,500, I risk 0.5% of $4,500. So I'm going to be risking less money, right? Do you see how if your account gets smaller, you need to like adjust it? You can't just be risking $10 a trade, $10 a trade. Meanwhile, your account's on like $100, right? You need to manage your risk. If you're losing money, you got to lower your risk. If you're winning, if you're gaining money, you can increase your risk, but at set increments, right? Next one. Okay, we already said that. Say only take high quality trade setups. You don't need to be in every trade. 100%. If you don't have all the confirmations, you shouldn't be in the trade, right? So only stack additional positions if you're risk free. I'm not even going to continue with that sentence. Do not stack positions. I want none of you to stack positions. Set your limit orders when you have analyzed a setup that has all the confirmations, right? Then trust your analysis, learn from winning and losing trades. Boom. There you go. Stream is essentially completed now. That's all I wanted to do with you guys. Go over is the confirmation checklists. Right, the VIP guys, I don't know if I'll do a session tomorrow. I'll update you guys later on if we're doing a session tomorrow. But on Tuesday morning, we'll be doing a session for the VIP guys. If you guys want me to go over these checklists in detail, I can do that for you in the mentor session. Just let me know in the chat. How much percent SL is fine? 0.5 seems too small to my skill level. Is it fine to use ATR to set SL? If that is your strategy, you can use the ATR, right? So you're like, basically what you're saying is it fine to use ATR to set the stop loss? And yes, if it's a strategy, right? So for example, the reason why I use 0.5% is because if you use a $5,000 account and you risk 0.5% on a trade and you target a 1 to 5, you're making $50 on that trade. So it's just a good analogy for me to use. For example, on my personal account, on my personal crypto account, I risk 5% on that account per trade. So what's the account on now? Okay, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to tell you how big the account is. But for example, let's say the account's on $100. I'll risk $5 per trade. And if the account goes to $75, I'll risk like $4 or $3 a trade. Right? So you see how the risk gets less. Right, so I'm risking 5% of the account. If you have a $500 account, risk 5% of the $500 account. Yeah. Able to touch in the FIB 70.5 and 79 level another time. No worries if not. Yeah. I will look, your video on the FIB levels are going to probably come out tomorrow morning. Yeah. I'm recording it tomorrow morning and editing it tomorrow morning on the FIB. So we can cover it then. Thanks, looking forward for more alpha. Much love, brother. Reason I have to end the stream now soon is because I've got to do something at 5. I've got to head out the house for like an hour and then I'll be back. I need to get a grip on the FIB. Find it so hard. Crypto Meta Man, go to the VIP education section. There's a video on the FIB over there. And there's going to be another video on the FIB coming out tomorrow morning. Also, Jackie, you are a VIP trader, so you have access to the videos as well. Yeah, VIP guys, please go watch the videos. This is what the VIP section is even for. Go there. Go to the VIP education. Go watch the videos. Cheers, brother. Much love to everyone that joined in. Guys, I need to join the VIP then. Marky, just send me a private message. And then we can sort you out. Armin, thanks a lot. No worries, brother. We are here every Sunday. And sometimes Wednesdays, depending on how busy the week is. So yeah, VIP guys, I might go live tomorrow afternoon for New York Open as well. I will announce it when I'm going live and then just join in when you can. Thanks as always. No problem. Sorry that today's stream is a little bit shorter. I know that it was a little bit shorter